The lights in the hospital hallway blazed white, sterile, and merciless. A man in his 70s stumbled forward, gripping the rail with trembling fingers, his legs stiff as concrete. Nurses called out, their footsteps echoing as the world seemed to tilt beneath him. His lips parted, but no words came. His knees buckled. In an instant, doctors rushed in, wheeling him toward the emergency room, monitors beeping a frantic warning. To everyone watching, it looked like the end. Blocked arteries' silent killers had stolen the strength from his legs, cutting off the lifeblood his body depended on. His circulation was failing. In that moment, the threat was not just pain, but the looming shadow of amputation, of a life stripped of independence, of dignity slipping away. And yet, behind the chaos, another voice quietly intruded. It was not the voice of the cardiologist ordering blood thinners, not the nurse shouting for oxygen. It was a whisper, asking a question most people never dared to consider. What if the answer wasn't a $200 prescription, but a fruit you could buy for pennies at the grocery store? The cameras linger on the man's face. Fear in his eyes, sweat on his forehead, the sinking dread of mortality. But underneath the panic lies something else, the possibility of hope. Because for decades, the same corporations that promised salvation through pills and procedures had buried a quieter truth, one that existed not in a laboratory, but in the soil, the orchards, the baskets at your neighborhood market. This is not just about medicine. It is about power, about who decides what information reaches the people who need it most. The man on the hospital bed represents millions of seniors who have worked their whole lives, built families, contributed to communities, only to face a healthcare system that treats them as customers first and human beings second. The screen fades to black. A single line hovers, and the fruit Big Pharma never wanted you to know about is about to be revealed. The silence stretches. The stakes have been set. And just as you catch your breath, the story shifts to the larger battle, a fight not only for health, but for truth itself. High above the city streets, in glass towers that glitter against the skyline, the decisions that shape millions of lives are made in hushed tones and polished boardrooms. Here, Big Pharma executives lean back in leather chairs, adjusting their silk ties as graphs glow on wall-sized screens. The numbers are impressive: soaring profits, quarterly gains, billions in projected revenue. And yet, behind those numbers lie faces: seniors hunched over walkers, families juggling bills, patients who cannot afford both rent and their medication. But inside these rooms, that reality is invisible. The language here is not human. It is financial. A pill is not relief. It is a revenue stream. A senior's suffering is not tragedy. It is market demand. Each new diagnosis becomes a line item, each refill a predictable profit. The executives nod with satisfaction, champagne glasses clink, and the machine grinds on. Outside these towers, glossy advertisements beam across television screens. Smiling actors in their 60s and 70s ride bicycles through sunlit parks, their voices promising freedom, relief, vitality. Ask your doctor if this pill is right for you, the slogan sings. Viewers never see the fine print at the bottom of the screen, the rapid scroll of side effects read by a hurried announcer. Dizziness, nausea, risk of internal bleeding, even death. The contradiction is staggering. Seniors are told these drugs will restore independence, yet the same drugs shackle them to endless refills, doctor visits, and medical debt. Prices climb year after year, far outpacing inflation. A bottle that cost $30 a decade ago now costs hundreds. And still the ads roll on, framed with golden sunsets and silver-haired couples holding hands on the beach.